everyone, welcome back to Let's Dig In. Today we're going to be continuing our conversation on goals and what we can do to succeed in our goals and to even write our goals if you haven't written your goals. So this is actually part 3. So if you guys haven't watched the others, we'll do a quick recap, but I would definitely recommend you to watch the other ones. So let's go ahead and continue this conversation. I'm Merary.
And I'm Elda.
And you're watching Let's Dig In. Okay, so let's go ahead and continue this conversation. But before we start, let's go ahead and do a quick run through, of the first 6 that we've talked about. Yes. So the first one was mentally prepare for change. So anything that has to do with changing our habits, anything new, we want to mentally prepare because it is going to be something drastic, or maybe not super drastic, but it is a change regardless to our routine. So we want to make sure we're mentally prepared for that.
Yes.
So that was number 1.
And then number 2 is set a goal that motivates you. So is this goal something really for yourself? Like how we were talking about going to the gym. Is that something that you really want? Is that something for you? Do you feel like I need this, or is it just because you should? Like, something that's going to motivate you, that's going to make you want to do this goal, not just following the crowd with the goal.
Right. And then number 3 was limit. I cannot talk today. Limit resolutions to a manageable amount. So if it's too big to chew, it might be too big. So we want to make it manageable, bite-sized pieces in order to motivate us as we're checking them off our list.
Yes. And then number 4, be specific. So don't write a vague resolution like, I'm going to do this. No. How are you going to do this? What is the actual plan? You know how Merary's was, she's going to conquer the world. Well, be specific. Where are you going to start? What are the big cities that you need to start with? How are you going to get through those big cities? You need to be specific down to the T.
Yeah, and that actually goes to our next point, which was number 5. Break up big goals into smaller goals. We want to make them as detailed as possible, as small as possible. So, yeah, if you want to lose 100 pounds, okay, how about we stretch that out through the year and break that up into smaller amounts each month. If you want to read a ton of books, all right, how about we do like 1 book every 2-3 months or something like that, and just work your way up. So that's what we mean by break up big goals into smaller goals.
Yes. And then number 6 is write down your goals. So make them visible, write them down, write down your steps. Don't just, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. No, I'm going to do this like how we're saying, be specific, break them down. I'm going to conquer the world by starting in, New York City. And then we're going to
to California.
We're going to start in California. So we're going to start in Los Angeles, and we're just going to, work our way down and around there until we have all of California, and then spread around. So write them down. Write down even to the specifics of every little thing.
Yeah. So that was a recap. So which leads us to our new points for today, which is number 7, share your resolutions with others. Now, I know it might be intimidating to share it with others. However, when you do, that gives more accountability. So find someone that will, maybe you don't have to tell the whole world, but find someone that maybe has the same interest as you, because then that way you can keep each other on check. Or find someone that will hold you accountable and check in on you every couple months or every month. Well, we recommend every month to see how your progress is going, to see how you're doing.
I feel like it also makes you more firm. Like, I told them I would do this, and now I have to, I need to work my way there. Instead of nobody knows I was going to do that, so it's fine, no one's going to care. But now it's I feel like you have a person to answer to now. I told her I was going to do this. If I don't do it, she's going to know because I told her. It makes you more firm and standing in it.
Yeah, and it's almost like a guilt thing too.
You guilt yourself into it.
Exactly. So it's a different type of motivation to help you get going as well. Yeah, so we want to find someone either with similar goals, someone that you trust to keep you on track, and make sure you share your setbacks or anything that went wrong and what you can be improved, talk about it type of thing. Yes. And that way you yourself stay motivated when things happen.
Yeah. And we even go
sorry, go ahead.
Sorry. We even go to the Bible, Proverbs 15:22. Plans fail for lack of counsel, but with many advisors, they succeed. So it's even telling you, find many people. For example, one of my goals is to read more. Last year, I didn't do so well as to where I wanted to do. And I have one of my best friends, she's into the books that I read. And so we're a little bit off of each other because we started in different places, but because we're in similar places with the books that we like and the books that we want to read, we're able to like account ourselves, like, where are you? How far did you get today? Like, did you read this part? Do you remember this part? So it's like, and it even makes you more like, oh, this is coming. Okay, let me get there. Like, it makes you want to read it more.
Yeah, actually, that's a pretty cool one for like a book club type of thing,
Yeah.
too. And like for those who maybe you don't have one, there's the internet. I mean, Facebook pages has a bunch of pages that have people with similar goals. You just got to look for one.
Yeah.
Instagram, I mean, it doesn't really have to be like someone you that you know. It could be a group, and find someone with similar interests, and just like how they're motivated to push,
Post it.
You'll
Post
be
it
motivated.
to your friends. Hey guys, I'm reading this book. Anybody want to read it with me?
That
Some
too.
people, I would probably do it. I'd be like, yeah, let's do it. I don't know what it's about, but yeah.
Yeah, just make it a declaration as well.
Yeah.
Make it a declaration. Let everybody know on Facebook. We let Facebook know everything anyway. Let them know as well.
Keep them informed.
Exactly. And we'll motivate each other.
Yes.
All right, so that was number 7. So of course, number 7, share your resolutions with others. It is helpful when other people are pushing us towards the end goal.
Yes.
And then, of course, don't get discouraged if the person doesn't share your goals and tries to hinder you away from them. Just find someone else. Okay, number 8, automate where possible. Now, this one's actually interesting. This one's actually one I want to implement. Is we have technology, guys, so let's
Yeah.
actually use the technology. Something that's interesting about technology, I guess, about apps is the fact that there's an app for almost everything. Oops, something fell. Hopefully you're okay. So you can use like Google Calendars to help you keep your resolutions, maybe send like reminders to you, like, hey, how far are you on your goals? There's even apps too that helps you do your to-do list and check off your to-do list.
You
And
can
that app,
even make a vision board. Like, there's an app called Canva, and you can add your pictures and then put it as your back screen. And then every time you see it and you look at it, and you're reminded.
yeah, I do vision boards, but this is actually something I want to start implementing, and it's like having to do these checklists, and then some of these apps even give you a progress report, so you know how you're doing. So,
Ooh.
yeah,
That'd
it's
be a
kind of
good
cool.
one, like, because sometimes you don't even notice like the little things, and it's like, what? I did it.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just to keep you motivated. Like, hey, you have done certain steps to your big goal. It's just remembering all those little steps you've done.
Yes.
So some of these apps, we have one that's called Asana, Teo, Todoist, I think is Microsoft To Do. There's a lot of them out there. So go ahead and do some research and
Figure out what works better for you.
Exactly. So then that was number 8, automate where possible. What can make it easier for you? And then number 9, review your resolution regularly. Now this one's very like, oh, I can remember. We always tell ourselves that, no, I remember. But then as soon as you get home or you get to wherever you need to go, you forget what you're supposed to do.
Yes.
Have you ever done that? Like you're in your car and then you're like, oh, I need something from the house. You run in the house and you just stand there because you forgot what else you needed.
I do that. I'll walk back in my room and I stand there. I'm like, I don't remember what I came in here for.
Exactly. Yeah. So if it's that easy to forget, let's review our goals regularly.
Yes.
It's always recommended to at least do it once a month. At the beginning of the month to review your goals just to see your progress. Again, it's always constantly remembering and motivating us to see what that bigger picture is. Because sometimes we get caught up with the little details because we broke them down. We forget the bigger picture.
Yeah, and I think this is also a good time to readjust and refocus and make it adjustable and like more attainable to you. Like, so for example, let's say your goal was 24 books and you're 4 months in and you're at 2 books. Okay, you know what? I'm not going to get to the 24 books, but that's okay. Let's readjust and figure out what books we actually want to get through, or if we can figure out a way to actually go to our goal in a different way instead of, let's say I had 1 book a month. Okay, maybe I can, read faster. I can make more time, reschedule yourself, readjust, what's the word? I can't even think of the word. But like remake your schedule, refix it so that it adjusts more to you now instead of just looking at it like I failed. It's okay. No, I can just readjust. You know, we can make it work.
Yeah, exactly. And then it also implies, again, it goes in, with things of the church too, with our ministries, and even right now, how we've been pushing the whole spiritual growth in God as well. When we check in, like, okay, what has God answered, what God hasn't answered, prayers, things like that. Because sometimes God does answer prayers, but we sometimes don't, we forget, or we don't realize it sometimes.
Or sometimes it's not in the way you wanted, but it's still answered.
Yeah, so then that helps you, again, to review what it is that you've been praying for the whole month, or what it is that you've been working for, and then again, it's just, again, motivation to keep you going, like, hey, no, you are getting better, you are getting closer to that goal.
Yes.
Okay, so that was number 9. Review your resolution regularly. So often, guys. Not twice a year, like how we usually make these videos, you know, at the beginning of the year and the midway. We want to do it every month.
Make it a first and the last of the month, like the first day of the month and the last of the month. That way you know where you're at.
Well, yeah, I guess so. I mean, even though that's kind of like around the same time of the month, so you find something that's good for you, though.
You know, something that works for you.
Exactly. All right, and then number 10, if you fall off track, get back on quickly. So let's not delve too long when we make a mistake. Yes, mistakes happen, or we mess up, or we skip a day. It's okay, guys. The thing is shaking it off and then going back on and continue moving forward.
Yeah, we go to Hebrews 10:35-36. So do not throw away your confidence. It will be richly rewarded. You need to persevere so that when you have done the will of God, you will receive what he has promised. So just because you stumbled, just because you fell off track, you went off, you know, the road, the trail, doesn't mean you can't go back to it. You know, hey, I took a detour, I stopped here. Let's figure out how we can get back to where we were and, you know, continue forward.
Yeah, so setbacks happen. It's part of the thing. One of the things
I
have shared was, one of the things I have shared was that I failed a class. So that means I have to retake it. Yes, that's a setback. But, oh well, I got to take it, retake it. Hey, maybe I'll learn something better this time around.
You're more prepared this time now.
Yeah, exactly. So it's it's removing that mentality of like, oh, I screwed up. Okay, forget it. I can't do it anymore. No, it's removing that mentality of like, okay, I messed up. What is it that I can learn from it and what I can do better?
Yes.
So for instance, if your goal is to read the Bible daily, and let's say you've been skipping a lot of days, okay, what is it that was causing you to skip so many days? Is it because you were falling asleep because you stayed up too late? Or is it because you, as soon as you came back from work, you were watching TV, playing video games? What is it that was hindering you from actually doing it?
Yeah. Sometimes it's even a little more complicated, and sometimes you don't understand it. And it's like, I didn't understand it. Okay, let me find someone that does, that they can help me work through this, you know?
Oh, like procrastinators do that. I do that.
I do that too. I'm like, I didn't understand. Oh, well, I'm going to leave it there. Mm-hmm. But it's better to just find someone and be honest, like, hey, I didn't understand this. You know, can you explain it to me? No one's going to sit there and say, you're dumb. You didn't understand the Bible. Like, no, they'll be like, yeah, of course. Let's figure it out together.
Mm-hmm. Or sometimes it's just taking your time, too.
Yeah.
Because I know that was, like, my biggest thing that I have to learn is that if I don't read it the first time and I didn't understand it, I'm going to wait till Sunday to do the homework at that point. However, I'm trying to get that mentality out of me that, like, no, read it a couple times. You'll get it.
Google it.
And it's the pressure at that point. That's why I understand it. And I'm like, oh, why didn't I get this the first time I read it? But honestly, sometimes that's just how it is.
Does he work better under pressure?
Yeah.
I mean, you shouldn't. You shouldn't. But, you know, it happens.
Yeah, I work under pressure a lot. But once a mistake is made, it's okay. We got to just own it and then go back and just keep it going. So if you skip the day for the gym, just do the gym the next day and then get yourself back on track type of thing. If you skip the study session or same thing with spending time with God, just do it right there and there.
Yeah.
Boom. Check it off. Yeah, so a few small mistakes don't spoil your resolution for the year. So remember, it's all those baby steps to leading to that big goal. Just because you messed up a small, one of the baby steps doesn't mean that the whole goal is already done. Exactly. Or it's like dissolved or anything.
Yeah.
No, it's just, you just got to keep going. Again, And that's where, again, letting people know what your goal is helps out a lot too, because then they'll tell you the same thing. It's encouragement for each other.
Yes, it is.
All right, so that was number 10 actually. So those were our 10 points when it comes to our resolutions. I hope this made it so much more clear for you guys in order to make all these different goals for you and and also to keep the goals as well. Goodness, I need to talk slower.
Let us know if you have any that we didn't mention, or like what works for you and how you get yourself motivated to complete your resolutions.
Yeah.
Or what has made you fail? Like, why have you given them up? I want to know that one, actually. That one's interesting.
That is interesting. Yeah, and then likewise, if you want to share your goals, we'll go ahead and share our goals with you too. All right, so again, quickly going over them. Again, mentally prepare for change. Number 2, set a goal that motivates you. Number 3, limit resolutions to a manageable amount. Number 4, be specific. Number 5, break up big goals into smaller goals. Number 6, write down your goals. Number 7, share your resolutions with others. Automate where possible. Number 8. Number 9, review your resolution regularly. And then number 10, if you fall off track, get back on quickly. All right, guys. Yeah, so all things are possible. There's a verse. Let me find it. I have it somewhere. Actually, this one's a good one. Isaiah 43:18, forget the formal things, do not dwell in the past. That's a good one when you make a mistake. You know, just ask, or if like, especially if you, for sins and all that kind of stuff, just ask for forgiveness and let's get a move on. And then Proverbs 16:3, here we go. Commit to the Lord whatever you do, and he will establish your plans. So in everything that we're doing, let's just do it for the Lord. It would make it so much easier because now we have someone to do it for.
Yes.
It's another motivation right there for you guys. All right, guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed this journey. Again, let's keep this conversation going and comment down below. We would like to hear from you guys and continue this conversation. All right. So thank you guys so much for joining us and supporting us. And may you guys have a good rest of your year. I mean, we're not really done, but, you know, we're going to move on to our next conversation, basically.
Our next topic.
Yeah, we're going to keep moving to our next topics. But let's go ahead and set those goals, and we'll check in, halfway through the year, see where we're at.
See you guys there.
Yeah, we'll see you guys there again. Although we will see you guys next week.
Yes.
All right, guys. Thank you guys so much, and have a good rest of your week. Bye.